What's going on, you guys? It's your girl V the Notary. Can I vent to you guys real quick? So this video is strictly like story time, venting. I had the client from hell, y'all. Like I've had a couple, I usually come in and talk to you guys about the little weird situations that I have. But this lady right here was in my whole real estate career, all the open houses and showings and, inspections and loan signings and all the things that I've done. This lady was the worst. So let me tell y'all what happened. So on Monday, I had a HELOC signing, right? And, I didn't have any type of, indications that this lady was going to be difficult. She was cool, when I confirmed and everything, prior to the appointment. Okay. So I get to the appointment and so I don't know how y'all are with animals. If you are a loan signing agent, you're going to deal with people with animals, right? So, it's up to your discretion on, how you maneuver with that. Like me personally, I'm not a cat person. I like big cats, like lions and tigers and all of that. But when it comes to these little domesticated cats, I'm not a cat person. However, as long as the cat minds its business, I don't really mind. I love dogs. I don't mind dogs either. I'm not scared of them. However, the problem that could present itself is how in the mix is the dog or the cat going to be? You know what I mean? Like there are the signings where you have, the dog or the cat minds its business, goes in the room. Oh, she's here. All right, whatever. And goes about their business. There's other times where the cat is, I've had cats try to get on my head or like all up on me or like, dogs that, sometimes dogs will jump on you. So again, it's your discretion how to handle that, right? So this lady was a cat lady. I don't have any beef with cat ladies, Again, I don't like cats, but if you like cats, it's fine. So she had about 3 or 4 cats, okay? So the 2 or 3 of them minded their business, did their own thing, but then this one cat, I had to tell her, I need you to put that cat away because the cat was all up on me, all up on the paperwork, everything. And the best thing probably to do is to get the animal out of there. But I think what annoys me is when the client doesn't even ask your preference. You know what I mean? And that happens a lot because first of all, I have a friend who's definitely afraid of dogs. Like if she's watching this, she knows who she is. She is terrified of dogs. You don't know if someone is scared of dogs. There's a lot of people scared of dogs and cats. So for you to not ask, do you mind the dog or do you mind the cat? To me, it's crazy. You know what I mean? But again, I'm not afraid and I don't even mind it if they are away. So the other cats minded their business. This cat, I had to tell this lady twice to get this cat out of here. The first time she's like, oh, she kind of just, oh, I don't know, Fluffy, whatever the dog, the cat's name, Fluffy, please move. And then Fluffy wasn't listening, and then Fluffy came back, and I'm like, you have to put this cat away. So then she finally did it. She kind of had an attitude, right? Cat hair all over the place. I'm like, oh my gosh, right? So then this lady, she offered me water, and I'm like, no, thank you. I usually don't take. A lot of times clients will offer you water and stuff, which is nice. I'm like, oh, no, thank you. I'm fine. But then she had coffee and because I don't play about liquids because I've had a situation where, some of the stuff got completely soaked. So I'm like, yeah, but you have to put that coffee over there or wherever, right? So then she puts the coffee on the counter where my purse was kind of she had a little hanging hook. Y'all, why did that cat knock the coffee over and some of it got on my purse? So that was strike number 3. And I'm just like, oh my God. So then she's like, oh, Fluffy, oh my goodness. And I'm like, if you don't go get me some paper towels so I can wipe off my purse. So that happened, right? So I'm just like, oh my gosh. Then she didn't want to, she was weird about her ID, right? Which I don't know why she was weird about it. Because I guess she didn't know I had to take a picture. And I'm like, yes, ma'am. Because I always tell clients, make sure you have, picture, valid ID, whatever. And I don't know if she just thought I was going to look at it, but she didn't want me to take a picture. And so, she didn't fight me on it too much. She let me take the picture finally, right? So then there was that. And then she wanted to read, and HELOCs are generally pretty quick signings. You know what I mean? As long as, you're able to guide the client through the signing, you get through it, whatever. Piece of cake, right? This lady, and she wasn't, I don't want to sound ageist, but like sometimes some of the older clients tend to take a little longer. She was in her 30s. I saw her age, so she was in her 30s. And when I say she took out the, I was like, oh, I said, oh my God, this lady had a, what are they called? Not binocular, not the magnifying glass, but it was something like a magnifying glass. When she pulled that out, I said, oh my, I said, I'm going to be here all day. She pulled out her little magnifying glass contraption. I don't know what it was called, so we'll just call it a magnifying glass. She pulled that out and was reading. When she did that, I knew I was going to be there like an hour and a half, right? So you ever you didn't want to visibly sigh, but you were frustrated. So it was just like, oh my gosh. So then, she takes this little thing out. She's reading everything. Then she's like, like, I'm like, oh my God. Like every page, I was just like, Lord, please save me from this situation. So she's doing that, right? Taking forever. And, I try to give clients grace because, hey, some clients want to read every word, some don't. Usually I feel like I do explain the documents well enough where you don't need to read everything. And on top of that, y'all, she said she already had the documents, or she had, a lot of times the title company will send over the clients, the documents beforehand, right? So she had them. So I'm just like, you already saw these. Why are you reading through these with your little magnifying glass? So she did that, took forever. And then she kept on making mistakes. And I had to I was on her like this. She kept making mistakes with how she was signing the documents, right? Because she had to also, her signature was interesting. I'll just put it like that. But she had to be very specific with how she was writing her name. And she kept making mistakes. So I'm just like, oh my gosh. So then, there was one document where she just screwed it up, right? And then obviously she had another set of documents I brought. So I said, it's okay. We'll just use yours. So we used hers, right? We put in, I put the document she had screwed up into her pile. This lady was trying to force me to go print out that document for her. I was like, ma'am, I'm not doing that. You have to sometimes draw the line. Now, I'm not doing that. Now, if you made a mistake, and she almost made a mistake on the second document, you do that. I'm not going to print you. And she ain't had no printer. You want me to go to Kinko's? I don't even know if Kinko's is still a thing. This lady was trying to get me to print that specific piece of paper out for her. And I was like, I'm not doing that. I said, you'll get the executed copy from the title company. I'm not. So she had an attitude with me about that. So though I'm just sitting there like, get me out of here. So she's going slow. And then at the end of the signing, I always try to I go back and I just make sure, you should be looking over your package to ensure that, you have all your signatures, all of your initials, all of your proper notarizations, right? So there I do that. And she said, well, can I go through my copy of the documents to make sure that they mimic yours? I just want to make sure there's no page missing, which I've never had a client do that. And you know what? I feel like if I wasn't already irritated by all the other 1,000 things that she did, that wouldn't have irritated me. So I feel like I was visibly irritated at this point. I really had to pray in that moment and say, okay, keep it together, because I never want to, as annoying as clients can be, and some of them are annoying, I never want to visibly show that I'm annoyed, right? So after all of this, then she goes and she says, can she make sure, literally go through page by page to make sure that my pile matched hers. So obviously I did it. And so and when I tell you, this lady was flipping them pages like molasses. Like I was like, if you don't stop playing and you don't need to read, look, I tell you the title of the document, flip that next page. Like, I'm not doing this with you. So it took us about 10 minutes to make sure that my stack matched hers. So then she wanted a copy. And mind you, she did not have a copy machine. She wanted a copy of the signed documents, and she fussed me out about this. And I was like, you're not getting a copy of this right now. Once I send this to the title company, they'll make sure you have your electronic copy. So then I kind of was like, ma'am, we're gonna wrap this up. And, if you have any issues about the copies, you're going to have to reach out to the title company. Are you comfortable with this? Because you're not getting copies for me. That won't be happening today. And, I don't know. I didn't speak to her after that. I did kind of let the title company and the loan signing service know that she wasn't the most pleasant to work with. And it was funny because when I did, they were like, yeah, she's interesting. So clearly there was some type of discourse or something happened between her and them, because they had already known she was a little bit difficult. I wish they had told me that prior, but I guess like they're not going to, tell the notary, hey, this client is difficult as hell, just giving you a heads up. But that would have been nice. But anyway, moral of the story is, well, for one, I just wanted to vent to you guys and just tell you guys that, hey, keep your head up if you're in situations like this with difficult customers. But yeah, moral of the story is that sometimes we are going to have to deal with clients that are not the most pleasant, not the most thoughtful, clients that spill shit on your purse. And, we have to know how to deal with those situations. And really quickly, before I end, if you don't like dogs, cats, worms, whatever, lizards, I don't know. People have weird stuff in their house. Well, okay, let me not say weird. I don't want to animal shame. People have things in their house that maybe is not your cup of tea. It's okay for you to verbalize that and say, put that dog up or put that cat up, whatever. You don't have to, again, like I said, I'm a little more cool about it because I do like animals. But if you are not that person, tell people to put their dogs up. And if they don't want to do it, then say, well, I'm uncomfortable. Let's go to Starbucks or whatever. You don't have to subject yourself to animals. So I just want to put that out there. But let me know y'all's thoughts about, this video. Have you encountered difficult customers and clients? How did you deal with them? Because it's funny, in my personal life, I'm not really that patient. So I really have to pack my patience in my career. And I think I do a good job of it. But how do you guys manage difficult situations? I would love to hear from you guys. Please share this video with someone that you think would benefit from it. And as always, like, subscribe, and share, you guys. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.